This is, I think, the first play of their offensive game last week. So they go motion back. They run the lead with the tight end, really the split flow action. But I just want to show you these double teams. Like, it's not the most physical game in the world, but these guys do a really nice job. And this is a situation, again, where you just have to be fundamentally sound. You got two doubles up to the backer, and you're really trying to get hip to hip. Back and motion. So, I mean, that's, if you're drawing up a clinic tape, now you see the left tackle lost to his guy inside, of course. Like I said, it's not perfect, but you look at those other four guys, and this is actually clinic tape of what you want to get to. Get you a 5-yard gain. Go again. Just a well-coached team. So you see 77 here. 3 techniques going to spike. They have what we call B blocks, backside B block. 3 techniques going to spike. He immediately steps back and slams the door shut on the defensive end, which opens the lane up for Kyren Williams here. So back, great job. Just taking a little bit off for that tight end, and then just shutting the door on the linebacker. I mean, I know that doesn't look like much. That's a very difficult thing to execute. That's a heads-up play. That means you've watched tape. That means you're very, very well coached. And that's just a very fundamentally sound way to operate. And especially when you can always snap back and help the tight ends. We're going to struggle against good defensive ends anyways. No problems. So we go under center again. We go motion. And this is, McVay's gone retro, man. This is literally looks out of 1998, 2002. Just, this is not what you expect from the LA Rams. And what they've done with all that under center and all the handoffs and everything that they're, get the linebackers' eyes so that you don't turn and run and drop to their spots. And so at this stage, you've got people in windows that Stafford can throw into window on the damn field. So this is just easy toss and catch for him. All the windows are open. The depth, when we'll show the depth in the on the field view between the safeties and the linebackers at some stages, it's remarkable. And remember, the Bears are quite good at defense. Now, use a motion to create space. So we come across in motion, and you see that the corner's pressed up here. Bring him across. All of a sudden, we switch defenses. So now he gets a free release. And the free release just allows you to do speed cuts. And when you're doing speed cuts in the National Football League on a guy who's playing 5-10 yards off you, like, you're open. Like, if you have a good quarterback, you're open every time. Like, the defense can't play. It's almost an impossible ask with a good quarterback to stand 8 to 10 yards off the field and off the line of scrimmage, give the wide receiver a free release, anybody with speed, and be able to make a speed cut on an in or a dagger route. Like, it's just impossible to stop that. So this QB seeing everything. So right now, inside leverage, they've got their 5 up on the line of scrimmage. He sees the slot defender outside, and he also sees it down here. They've got nobody for 10 yards. Now they're gonna zone blitz this, and they're gonna drop the backside. But Stafford already knows. Up top, they're not pressing up 2 guys like that because they'll get picked. So one guy's coming. He knows that. So he's already got his eyes on the backside dropper. They know they're going to play soft on the backside, on the outside, which is going to give you that really either window. And so it's the exact same thing we just talked about. And this is just QB recognition at a masterclass level. I'll show it one more time. When you walk up top side by side here in the corner, Stafford knows that guy's coming, which means they're probably running a zone blitz. Their backside on the zone blitz, what does that mean for the backside corner? He's going to be off. Windows are open. Just knowing where to go to the ball before the ball snapped. Huge weapon in the run game. So under center, motion to trips. And again, you're just creating space. Up top, that brings the corner from off. So now he's hipped off. He's going to be 10 yards at the snap, 8 yards at the snap. So now they run the tight end screen, and all of a sudden, usually having to deal with a linebacker in this situation if they stay. You now have to deal with a corner who's playing off. And we already saw that you can run that kick off them because they play off the line of scrimmage. They're not big on tackling. So what do we do to attack that? Well, We run the kick play. Um, we attack those sides, but then we attack with the screen game because all we have to do is pin that defensive tackle, and we've got two guys out now. Kid makes a great play, actually. So Matthew Stafford is not a mobile quarterback. Statue's probably maybe not fair, at least 10 years ago, but he's been around for a while. So what does that mean? You have to start, and then for the Green Bay Packers, this is where they have to start. They got to start winning inside. Right? I think Devontae White has done a relatively good job, but we got to get a little bit more in the defensive tackle position as far as pocket pressure. If you have a single block, you have to win your single block. You see it on the right guard here. You know, I don't think that the Chicago Bears defensive tackles are world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. So there's no reason that can't happen with us. What I'm really excited about is betting money on sports. And I can do that with BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform, your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games hits the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of the $200,000 prize. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in the game of blackjack or poker or unwind one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get on the action. Bet online where the game starts. I think I put this play in. I put this play because I just love that they do this, man. This has to be a point of pride. So this was the cool last year. This guy Jordan, I forgot his last name, but he leads up. He becomes the lead blocker here, and if you're the safety for the Bears who's sitting in the box here, man, like this has to be lights out. And he does a decent job, but like I just love that they do this. I love when Lazard did it. Like it just endears you to the football team if you're a wide receiver and come in and block that safety. He does a pretty nice job there. That has to be a point of pride, I think, for the Green Bay Packers. If you see that insert block, man, we have to blow that up, arm free, and we have to make that tackle on Kyren Williams. 2-yard gain. So same idea here. You come from motion. Corner starts up, ends up back. We got a free release with a 10-yard head start. Turns his back. So now he's got the 15-yard out. Easy pitch and catch. And this is how they're creating space for these guys who are not necessarily name brand wide receivers. All good players, though. All good players. So we go gun, and this is one where you're missing your guys, right? Like there's no way that Nacua and Cup put him in a situation where the guys even if he caught the ball, he's still gone out of bounds. But this ends up being a pick, and really a bad pick for a guy like Stafford. So these are the plays that sometimes with these offensive coordinators, these geniuses, like some of this stuff only works on paper, man. Like you can. I think this is Montez Sweat down here versus the tight end. And like, just because you can draw a line between those two people doesn't mean that he can actually block them. And it's like, he might as well just be, turning a fan on medium and trying to slow him down with that. I love this part here, though. So, hey, what if we send Jordan over too, right? So, hey, he's a lead blocker in our run game. Why don't we come over here and have him stop Sweat? He might as well be paper mache right here. I think he just plays two-hand tag. I mean, good Lord. Sack, fumble. And so that stuff is happening. One, because he's not a very mobile quarterback, but two, like some of the stuff they have him doing is not necessarily fundamentally sound. But under center again, kind of evolving with what they have personnel-wise. He's got plenty of time. And then you just have these chunk plays because the space and separation between the second and third levels of this defense, there's just a massive amount of space to throw to whoever you want in the middle. Somehow I managed to hit the wrong button there, boys. Here we go. Yeah, so I think this is kind of the key to the game is, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable with the idea that they're going to be methodical? Kieran Williams run the ball down the field, 3.7 yards a carry right now. Or are they going to have to make a lot of chunk plays? Certainly with Alexander out, how are you going to run your defense? Do you want to try to take somebody out of their offense? Can you even do that with all the motion they have? If we are sound in tackling, which I think we've improved on, and we just have great communication on some of this motion stuff, and really just trying not to move. I mean, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you're just doing this and rocking and rolling all the time, especially at the corner position, like you change your mentality. So if I'm up and I'm 2 yards off the line of scrimmage, like I'm hyper aware of some things, right? If I drop back now and I'm 8 to 10 yards off, this guy's coming to motion, now he's sprinting at me full speed. Like my demeanor, everything changes. So you want to kind of be the same mindset if you can. I mean, this is part of the reason that you try to disrupt this with motion, but you want to be the same guy throughout that play if you can. And it's not like you can sit there and like play sticks or anything, but what what you want to be able to do is put yourself in a situation pre-snap where you're just super confident in what your responsibilities are. And if they motion, do I need to maybe I got to bump out because it's zone, or maybe I got to chase if it's man. But do I have to change depths too? Because how does that affect my run game fits and all of that? Like everything changes when you have to change vertically. So that's one of the things that the Packers can look to when the Rams are trying to exploit this particular part of their defense. And can we just try to stay with a better vertical presence on the field of play before the snap?